You know, everyone keeps asking me, like, how's nursing? How do you like it? How's it going so far? And I'm just like,
yeah. It's only my third day out here. I don't
Yo, shit.
hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Glory here. And if you are new here, welcome, and feel free to subscribe to me. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. I make various types of videos. I make nursing videos, lifestyle videos, and natural hair videos. So if you like that kind of content, feel free to subscribe to your girl because it's free 99. So why the hell not? Anyway, so going right into this video, this is going to be about my first 1 month as a nurse, as a registered RN. I'm always doing little stupid dances. I don't know why I'm doing them. But yeah, it's going to be about how my nursing experience has been so far. I'm 1 month in. So I just want to give you guys my experience so far, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So without me rambling too much, let's get right into this video. If you're a subscriber of mine, then you know that I recently put up a video titled How I Passed My NCLEX in 60 Questions. That's still up if you want to go watch that. But in that video, I talk about all of my NCLEX, you know, how I studied and everything, and how I was able to pass it in just 60 questions. And then if you guys are interested, I can do a video about my interviewing process because I got hired for a job on the spot. I applied to one hospital and I got hired on the spot, and that's where I'm currently working right now. I'm interested in how I prepared for that interview process, you know, what I did. If you want me to make a video on that, feel free to comment down below and I will try to get that out to you guys. So yeah, let's get right into this video. So I currently am working in one of the major hospitals here in Jersey. I'm not going to say which one because, you know, although I love my employer, I don't know if they want to be affiliated with me, so I will not say their name, the name of the hospital. But I work in one of the hospitals in New Jersey, and I am on PCU. PCU stands for Progressive Care Unit. We are an intermediate floor, so we're for people who they're not quite sick enough to be in ICU, intensive care unit, but they're not well enough to be on like a regular like med-surg kind of floor kind of thing. So basically, I'm in telemetry cardiac floor. And yeah, that's where I've been working for the past month. So let me just go back and talk about how my first week or so went with orientation, all those things. So for me, it was a little bit different because I wasn't, okay, I'm a new hire for the hospital, but I already worked at the hospital in the ER. So when I got my license, it wasn't really like, it was basically an in-house kind of transfer. So they transferred my position from, you know, being in the ER and now I'm a nurse, okay? So it was a little bit different. So the first week we had orientation where literally we kind of worked from home, really. They had us go online and do modules, oh, gosh, which I don't know why, but I was so nervous doing these modules. I was very, very nervous. I don't know why. I'm sitting in my house. I don't know why I was nervous. I'm home on my computer, and we're just going through various different, you know, modules about like the hospital, what they like, what they're for, their mission, all this kind of stuff. And then like, you know, what your role as a nurse is going to be, you know, and I think they tailored it to what floor you're going to be working on, right? So different people, because listen, my little cohort, there's like 9 of us that got hired at the same time. So we've all been going through this process together, okay? So different types of people, based on where they're working, have different types of modules that they have to complete. And then of course, there's some general ones that everyone has to do, right? Like hospital policies, things like that. So that's what my first few days was like. I just was doing modules on the computer. So the way that my hospital treats new graduate nurses is that basically they actually just revamped and restarted their cohorts where they're bringing in new graduate nurses, and you know they're going to be with you through the whole entire 3-month process of orientation, and it's a whole like program that you're in basically, right? So I chose to go to this hospital as opposed to other hospitals in my area because some hospitals want you to do like a higher learner program or a nursing residency program, where like you have to sign a contract with them that you're going to be there for X amount of time afterwards. They pay you less sometimes. And then also your orientation isn't 3 months, it's like a year or like 2 years. That's not really what I was looking for. So my hospital, their new graduate program, it's only like 3 months. and there's no contract I have to sign with them or anything like that. Once my 3 months is up, I'm just going to be working on the floor as a regular nurse, and that's about it. So the way the program is set up is that we have education days. So typically, well, a lot of nurses, they do the 12-hour shift. So they work 3 days a week and they're off 4 days and they do 12-hour shifts, whatever. But because my cohort, we have to do education classes or education days, which is when we literally go into the hospital, into a classroom, and then we just learn about various topics that, by the way, we already just learned in nursing school, but I guess they want to make sure you understand and refresh yourself and everything like that. We learn about like various topics. So they teach you how to put in IVs. I'll probably insert a clip of me doing that. IVs, like how to use the hospital IV pumps, different things about like, you know, different medications, how they work, different policies with the hospital, stuff like that. But there's like 8 days, 9 days, 5 days worth of education days that they're teaching you all these stuff. But we're there for 8 hours. It's like basically like you're back in school. They have tests for you. I had to do a math test. If you watch any other videos, I am not a math person, okay? I do not like math, but I had to do a math test. I had to do like IV tests, and oh yeah. So some of these education classes are tailored to, like, they're tailored to the floor and the department you're gonna be working in. So some of the nurses are they're going to the ER, some of them are going to mother baby. I was going to telemetry, which is just cardiac. So for me, I think me and the ER people, we had to learn basic arrhythmia class. So I had to take a class on that, and listen. I mean, in nursing school, they briefly talked about, you know, EKGs and rhythm strips and all those things. I didn't understand it then, and I didn't understand it now, girl. I was like, this is confusing me. I really feel that crap. So I had to, and it was really embarrassing too. One of the professors I had when I was in nursing school, she's also affiliated with this hospital. So she teaches the actual class, the basic arrhythmia class. And I failed it. It was so embarrassing. But luckily, I had to redeem myself. They just make you redo it again. I barely failed. I think you needed like an 80, and I got like a little bit below the 80 mark. So I retook that. They sat with me. That's a good thing about this program. I'm really loving this hospital because I didn't do well on it. They're like, oh, don't feel bad about it. It's not a big deal. Not everyone gets the first time. So they sat down with me and they went over like the strips and everything with me again. So that made me feel a lot better. And again, I only had to take that because I'm on a cardiac floor with telemetry, which is they're monitoring your rhythm and your heart strips the whole entire time you're there. So you need to be able to interpret that and understand and see what you're reading, right? You need to be able to interpret that and understand what you're seeing on the monitor. So yeah, so let me just tell you guys, I was so nervous for my first 12-hour shift. Like my heart was racing. Like even like the days leading up to it, I couldn't sleep. But I did try to prepare. So what I did was I went back into my nursing notes and I like looked over some stuff. My school, my nursing school, they had us record ourselves sometimes when we would do like clinical skills. So I went back and I started like watching myself. I started watching myself do like different clinical skills, like putting in a Foley catheter and all these things, right? Doing injections and all this stuff or whatever. So just to prepare myself, you know, I mean, once I got there, I realized that no amount of preparation could have prepared me for nursing because I felt like my head was like spinning, okay? Like spinning. So even though you like know a lot of information, all this stuff is in your head, sometimes, for me at least, when I have to actually call on that knowledge, that wealth of knowledge I have, I freeze up. I'm like, like, what is an injection? I really will like tense up and freeze up, you know what I mean? I remember like my preceptor asked me like a question, I forgot what it was. I think she was like, do a neurovascular assessment on this patient. And I was like, what? What is that? It took me a minute for me to, okay, I'm like, yeah, okay. And it came back to me. So I was doing a little bit of that because I just was so like nervous. I just don't be nervous, guys. Like, try your best to keep calm. You think better that way. You think more clearer when you're calm. So I really have dialed it back. I think because it was my first couple days, I was so like nervous and everything like that. But let me take you guys back to my first day. So I have been getting really good preceptors. Thank the Lord. They haven't been bad or anything like that. I haven't had any horror stories or anything like that. I know everyone always says nurses eat their young and blah blah blah. So far, the preceptors I've been getting have been really great. They've been really nice. They've been really kind. They've been patient. Some of them more so than others. You know what I mean? But my first day, child, they threw me with this old nurse. Like, she's been a nurse for 20 years. She didn't even know she was gonna have an orientee with her, okay? You guys watch Nurse Blake, how like he like does videos of like, you know, nursing videos? I remember seeing a video of him with like preceptors and orientees, and it was so spot on because they never know they're gonna be your preceptor. They're always like, me? The preceptor? Oh, I can't do that. I can't possibly precept anyone. I'm not really like made for that. Like, they don't want to precept you sometimes. And they don't even know they're going to be doing it. I mean, some of them, I feel like some of them take it more seriously than others, right? I've had some preceptors that come in and they already printed out like sheets, like worksheets for me, like, you know, policies and everything they want me to know and all this stuff. And I'm so grateful for that. I love preceptors that take, you know, the time to really teach you and like they're taking it very seriously. And then there's some that are like, oh, I didn't even know you were even coming. Like, who are you again? You know what I mean? So the first day I was there, I had the one that was like, who the hell are you? I didn't even know I was going to precept today. And she's like, I guess she was like, okay, whatever, I'm going to precept you. But listen, this lady, I just felt like she just did not like hold my hand enough. Okay. I just felt like she just kind of like threw me to the wolves. You know what I mean? Like, just, and I wasn't ready, y'all. I wasn't ready. So yeah, I don't want to get. So now when I go to work, pretty much the way my day goes is I have a schedule on my phone that tells me which preceptor I'm going to be with that day. My preceptors keep changing. They try their best to have you be with one preceptor, but it's kind of hard because there's other people that are new that are orienting on the floor as well. And that person might not be working that day or something like that. So then you're with somebody else, and you know, every preceptor might do things a little bit different, which one can be hard because then you're learning multiple different ways to do something, and it can be kind of challenging. But then at the same time, you're seeing different ways, so you can kind of pick and choose from all these people what works best for you, so that you can develop your own kind of, you know, format of how you want to go about the day and go about taking care of your patients. So it's kind of like a good and bad thing. But I don't know if I mentioned this, but I actually got hired for overnight shifts. Okay. I will be working overnight. I actually have not done any overnight shifts yet because they feel like, okay, obviously I will learn more during the days. So for the past month, and I think for all of next month too, I'm working during the day. And then they're going to gradually switch me to doing overnight shifts, which I'm kind of nervous for, but then excited at the same time because, well, one, it's more money. Okay. And who doesn't want more money? One is more money. And two, I've been told that the overnight shifts are a little bit more laid back. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. But then I've also been told, well, the overnight shifts is when patients might go into cold blues and all those kind of things. I'm like, oh gosh, nerve-wracking. You know what I mean? But you know, I am ready to tackle on overnight shifts. I'm really excited for that. Hopefully they give me good preceptors for overnights, because right now it won't be the same preceptor that I've been with during the day because they don't work during the night, obviously. You know what I mean? I will say that I do feel like my nursing program more than well prepared me for my position right now. I feel like the only reason why I felt so lost is not really their fault. Like, the knowledge is there, obviously, because, you know, I went through the program and everything. The knowledge is there. It's just that, like, when you're in clinicals, when you're in school, you're very limited what you can do. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of hospitals, even though they allow nursing students, you can't do a bunch of things. Like, there's a lot of things you can't do, meds you can't pass. Just, you don't get a chance to do it, you know, to do a lot of things. And then also for me, I went to nursing school at night. So when I had clinicals and I would go to the hospital, I would get there. Literally, my clinicals started at 6 o'clock and they would end at like 11:30. Now, what's happening between 6 and 11:30? They're going to sleep. They're getting their last rounds of meds, and then the patients are going to sleep. So I didn't feel like I got like the most out of my clinical experience. But again, it was because I was going to school at nighttime, and I had to because I had to work during the day. So that was my only option. But this 1 month of working at the hospital has more than made up for any kind of lack of clinical experience I felt I got. You know what I mean? So I feel like I've really just went from a 0 to 100. Like I've done so much with the help of my preceptors. I've done so much in a short amount of time. I mean, I have a plethora, like enormous amounts of more things to learn and do, but I feel like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about this whole thing. I really was nervous and I really was like, oh my God, this is so much. This is so hard. How will I ever do this? But I feel like I'm starting to finally feel more comfortable on the floor. I think it's showing because I've been told my preceptors like, oh, you seem more relaxed. I'm like, yes, I'm starting to feel more relaxed now on the floor. So that's good. But some tips for my new nurses going into your first nursing job. You just need to breathe. At this point, I'm more than a month in at this point, and I so far love it. It is challenging, to say the least. I come home and I am exhausted. And then I wear my little my watch, my Apple Watch, and it tells me my steps and like, you know, how much I've been standing. Listen, it tells me I've been standing for like 13 hours. I've taken like 10,000 steps today. Like I'm exhausted, but I'm learning so much. Like, oh my gosh, it's really cool to finally kind of bridge like the, you know, from learning all this stuff in school and then actually doing clinical practice. It is nerve wracking, right? You will make mistakes, you know what I mean? You will, you know, fumble a little bit, but just keep on going. It's definitely worth it. Nursing is such a beautiful profession. I really do enjoy what I'm doing right now. I like the floor that I'm on. It's a very busy floor. There's a million things happening at once, but I'm I'm learning a whole lot on this floor. It is fast paced. It is challenging. It is critical care. And for a new nurse, you know, that can be kind of daunting, but this is what I went to school for. I'm more than well prepared for it. So it's been great so far. But yeah, this was a short video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, if I didn't cover something, because this was like an impromptu video, if I didn't cover something and you have questions on like, you know, for anything, feel free to comment down below. Email me, send me a snap, whatever you want to do, Instagram, I don't care. I'll leave all my socials at the end of the video or in the description box or whatever it is. So feel free to reach out to me. I will respond to you. I really will. And I will try to answer your questions if you have any at all. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!